Well, hello there, and welcome to a video about my quarter 1 use of my Hobonichi Techo. I'm going to try to not say a lot. The first thing I would like to talk about is basically my system for how I use it. So I do have, actually let's just take all of it out. I do have the weekly supplemental. That was something when I initially had my Hobonichi Techo a few years ago. I was really missing the fact that it doesn't have a weekly layout like this. And coming from a passion planner, I absolutely used that, especially because I tend to have a lot of medical appointments. I had a job that was where I could kind of merge the two, where I had my personal appointments and my work appointments. And so it was really nice being able to see everything there. So I was really missing that on this. So I thought, okay, well, maybe I could write on a daily basis. But for some reason, that was really difficult for me to. It was really difficult for me to keep up. So I stopped using it. I stepped away here for a second to grab my first Techo, which I guess was 2020. And I do have this. I wanted to really like keep up with that, but I don't know, it was more difficult than I was expecting. Also, this page is torn up because I was experimenting. When did I come into it? I feel like I came into the Techo in springtime. So yeah, this is a perfect page actually. I noticed that when I had bought it that there was also a Japanese version. I think I bought this from Amazon. Honestly, I don't remember. But the Japanese version had these little boxes up here. So I was like, oh, I want that. So I thought I made something like that. And I also wanted to be able to have times where I can do stuff. And so I was like, well, I'll make some stickers. And looks like I made quite a few stickers actually. But I don't know, I think I had printing issues, and it also drove me nuts that I couldn't get it quite aligned. So I was like, well, I'll just write in the time. And I think I got frustrated with that thought because I figured, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to do that on a daily basis, is write in the time that I want. And I liked it. I felt like it was too small, maybe. Something else that I can fill. Lunch with yeah, so I kind of gave myself this box with how my day should look so that it was similar to a weekly spread. So it was kind of similar to this. Well, I should turn it to this. So anyway, yeah, that was me doing some experimenting. And as you can see, this Techo hardly got used. I did try to use it, I think, at the end of the year a little bit. But yeah, man, it made me sad that it hardly got used. And now that I'm looking at all the blank pages, there might be something I can do here. But I'm going to stick... I might actually take these out and just stick them in there and maybe use this as like a little sticker book. Yeah, I think I'll set that aside to do that. Then in 2021, I did try to use it more. I went for quite a lot of hikes and our honeymoon. I did a lot of back planning, not planning, but journaling. Still a lot of blank pages. And a lot of this back planning that I did, or I'm just going to call it that, was around the time that I got my 2022 Tacho. And here I am again. This time I actually made a stamp. I don't know if that is completely visible. I didn't like how it turned out. I'm super particular about how I want my time blocks to look. So I tried to make the stamp work several times and I couldn't. Yeah. At this point, I was unemployed, so I didn't have any types of appointments with clients or patients. But yeah, here's basically me trying to make it work, and it's not working. So I think I just kind of decided just make it more like a journal. By the way, saw Hamilton last year. Oh, so good. It was amazing. And things, really started happening last year. I guess they happen every year, right? We don't just live our lives in a vacuum. But I wanted to document a little bit more about what's happening. So that brings us to the system for this year, where I have given up on trying to make the Techo work for me as a daily planner like this. Even though this is technically still kind of not a planner unless I have appointments, I love my weekly supplemental for keeping track of my productivity because I tend to be very much a procrastinator. I have struggled with that for many, many years, and it's actually been very helpful to be able to have this particular system where I look at, I write down when I start doing things. And in this case, because I'm supposed to be coding for the majority of the day, I have been using highlighter and also just to give it a little bit, or some kind of marker, to give it a little bit of color. And I've also been really wanting to use some stickers. So those are still on the way, besides the ones from Nightingale Paper Co., which are these little bear, Winston, also this little bird. So this has been my system. I have been trying to get daily, let me zoom in here a little bit. Okay, so I have been trying to, whoop, things are going crazy. Great. Okay. What was I saying? I have been trying to do a daily task list, and on some days it works out really well. I forget to mark things off. I often, for example, this week, this is actually, oh, I did things, and I should mark that as I did things outside of just coding. But this has been working out really well because I can see that where I need to be productive is crucial for me being able to have a career in this field. And it's almost like I am taking accountability for my time. So there were days where I had a lot of like blank spaces, and even having this little box, my total hours for coding was 13 hours, and that's not a lot. So having this little box here and being able to just kind of see even quickly a visual representation of how my week is going with coding, I really enjoy that. I've also really enjoy that I can put my appointments. They're kind of difficult to see, I guess, if I have appointments. Let's see, I had a bunch of appointments. this week. So I might even, I don't know how important it is, but I might even start marking that somehow. I do have a lot of these little icon stickers that I'm trying to use. And even just doing other things like, so even just doing other things, oh my gosh. Okay, brain. I haven't had any breakfast or caffeine, so things are a little, yeah, slow. My brain is slow this morning. So yeah, even being able to see that I, did laundry, other things that take up my time that I can keep a track of. Like here, Poshmark, most likely I posted stuff. Yeah, posted stuff to sell on Poshmark. I am just trying to be accountable for my time because my propensity for being lazy or letting my tiredness get the best of me is high, and I am trying to overcome that by keeping track of things. So even here, I'm pretty sure I was just being lazy. Here I was not being lazy, and we did walk Lily around 6, and then we ate dinner, which, by the way, I made jackfruit tacos instead of like using meat, and they turned out pretty good. I may or may not put that in the recipes section, which you'll see coming up here, but also looking forward to sloppy joes tonight. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, it's a really good way for me to be accountable for my time, even whether or not I have appointments. This is a system that works the best for me, for what I need to do and how I need to go about my day. So that aside, I also keep a tab here so I could just open right up to it, although I keep it on the wrong side, I guess, so that I don't cover the day, and yeah, you can see that. So moving on to the Techo. Sorry, I'm moving around a lot here. How I use my Techo. So that's my system for weekly, daily kind of planning. And my system for my Techo is really just mostly journaling. Take these pages that are in the back, just set them aside. It's pretty much journaling. There are lots of these recipe pages, but it's really just for memory stuff, as a way to keep track of things that have happened or not. I have been combining, if not a lot happens on a particular day more than once in that week, I've done it where I will journal for both of those days on one page. And I can't find that particular example, but that's okay. So yeah, that's pretty much what I use my Techo is for, basically memory keeping. However, because I'm also using my weekly supplemental, my Techo, all in the same cover. I know you guys are really zoomed in right now, sorry. Since it's all in the same cover, it's also being a functional system. So for me to continue my productivity and also just keep track of things, why don't we start with some of the functionality aspects of my Techo beyond memory. So I have this, I don't know if you can call it a habit tracker or list of chores. I really don't know what to call it, to be honest, but it's basically to keep track of some of the things that need to get done, because I have a hard time remembering when the last time I did a thing. So this is my little system where I have each particular thing being represented and whether or not it got done. I check it off. I also have things separated by the week, starting with Monday. And I also have, let's see, so T and S. T is for towels, S is for sheets, C is for clothes, F is for face. This is for brushes, cleaning my makeup brushes. F is for face. I think the plan was to do E for eye brushes, I guess, just because some are a little bit easier to clean. And they should be cleaned way more frequently. So this is very helpful in telling me that, hey, I haven't cleaned my face brushes, or honestly any of my makeup brushes, since February. And to be precise, February 4th. I was going to do it last week, and I had other things to do. So this is how things are going so far in April. Let's see, today is the 13th. I honestly can't remember. We did some gardening in the weekend. I just can't remember if we did any watering of the plants, so I'm just gonna leave that blank. I haven't done laundry. Yeah, so this is how I use this particular section of the Techo. I love it. I wish I had a little bit more. I guess more columns to be able to do more things. What I was thinking of doing is just continuing on with the list down here and what it's designated as, and just marking it here. And if I did get that particular thing done, then I would just use, either blue or red, some other color check mark to indicate that the top row got done. So the bottom row would be assigned black, and the top row would be any other color, and the top row would be these bottom ones. Maybe instead of using my pen, I would use maybe like a marker, like my dot marker. By the way, these pens are my Pilot High-Tech C Coletto. This is the pink one. So they sell the body separately, and you can pick your different pen colors. So these are two. I also have indicated, so I know for future months, like this is number 4 and this is number 5, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 is this one, and then 5 is that one. So I've done that with all of my other ones. It is a gel pen, so it takes a little bit longer to dry on the Hobonichi pages because of the Tomoe River paper, but it is nice and vibrant. And once I'm done using this pen, I'm going to switch over to using those pens. So that is how I use this section. Let's flip over to my monthly section. I have started using this recently. I never used a monthly section ever really because I felt like it was pointless. Since I have all my appointments on my phone, and then I would write them here so that I know what my day looks like, I felt like using a monthly section was pointless. But the more I started watching other people on YouTube and seeing what they do with their monthly sections, I thought, you know what, this would be a good way for me to, 1, use stickers, and 2, just, it's going to be mostly for memory, not necessarily to future plan. I don't want to say necessarily again, but there I go. Not really for future planning. If I do have a future appointment, like I did in March, I knew these appointments were coming up and this one, but mostly I just wanted to decorate things. So this is that washi tape that I got from, you can see that video of the Amazon washi tape haul. I did a little misspelling. So, and then these are my Bondi washi tape sticker. It's like a roll of stickers. Oh, here we go. Yeah, these are all different stickers. And there is the brand Bondi. So anyway, yeah, just wanted an excuse basically to use a bunch of stickers that I have that have not gotten a lot of love, and also just another excuse too to make things look pretty. So I've been actually enjoying it. The pages are stuck. So yeah, I really like how February is pink, green. Couldn't decide for April, so I just did purple, and I've actually been enjoying filling this out. The other thing too that I'm piloting is how, oh, meal planning. That's what this is meal planning. And I'm gonna indicate that meal planning, or that my meals, oh my gosh, I should have eaten something. I put dots here to indicate that the meal was eaten in accordance with what was written. And by the way, with these different dots that you see, including, well, I didn't do it there, but I did do it here. Some of these dots are from my Zig clean color dot markers. So you can make big dots, little dots. They're so much fun to use. And I may have seen a knockoff version on Amazon recently. I didn't click on it, but it just popped up. Anyway, I'm rambling. So yeah, this is what I've been doing. Again, it's mostly for memory, spending too much money, getting groceries. This is very much outside the norm. I don't think we even spend this much in a month typically for groceries, but, and yeah, so I've just been writing future appointments, and I do like that system, so I think I'm just going to keep it up again as a way to use different stickers and decorate and things like that. Moving on to the next section, which I need to mark. Okay, there might be a loud sound. Okay, I apologize. I have these little drawers, and for some reason they make that terrible sound. So this is still the calendar, or the monthly section, and I believe we have January here, February, March, yep, and turning the page to a new year. So I don't plan on using these monthly sections because I plan on getting a new journal, new planner. So with that in mind, I want to use these pages for something else, and I want to start having a little bit more of a collection of stickers. And there's so many good shops out there. A lot of them do have discount codes, and some shops, you know, you like a particular sticker, so that's what types is. So I still need to figure this out, not figure it out, but write in it. And I actually just did this the other day. It's been on my mind to do for quite some time. I just made this graph like paper sticker on my silhouette, and I believe it is the same size boxes as the Techo, which I believe is 4 millimeters. The only thing is it turned out pretty dark, so I wish it would be, I think I saved my preferences to be a little bit lighter so that the next time that I print, it's going to be not as dark. So yeah, this is my section for stickers, and in case you can't see what I'm doing, which obviously you can't, putting in flags for down here to turn to. We'll see if that works or if I move them up here. And then I just put washi tape also. Oh my gosh. I put washi tape up here and then along here. So we have plants. This is something I've been meaning to do for a long time. And that is, yeah, I'm going to take these out. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm talking and I'm not even in the frame. So this has been something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and that is to keep track of which plants we have and see, like, be able to just kind of refer to, you know, how much water do they need? How much light do they need? Should they be in a humid environment? And what should the soil be like? Or even, do I need to repot it? So I did it like this so that I have a little bit more space this way. And I left this page blank in case I wanted to continue the whole thing, this whole section. Same thing too, I left this page blank in case this filled up. I have this. So I printed out a few extra also to stick in here. I didn't do a very good job of cutting them, even though I have a silhouette, and that's how these were created. I just cut them by hand. It was just easier than loading up the silhouette. So yeah, that is my system for now, once I get that filled out. These, by the way, are from, I believe, Aribea? No, Anna Jolene. These are printouts from Anna Jolene. Printables. I think she's actually making stickers rather than just printables, and she did mention in some videos that she's getting rid of some of her printables. I don't know specifically which ones, but I would say if this is something that you're interested in, I would go over there and try to get it before it goes away. I also have stickers that I just put on top here, again, just for the sake of using stickers, and it looks all right, I guess. So anyway, we have our, take that one off, planning section. There's a lot of blank pages. There's also me again trying to, well, it shows up on camera a little bit better. Me trying to figure out how to plan for daily life. And yep, I still didn't necessarily like that I have to write it in every day and not having that much space for other stuff. So I thought, okay, well, maybe I could do something like this, maybe do a little bit of journaling and talk about what I had for dinner, a to-do list. But that was, I believe, before I got my weekly supplemental, so that takes care of this portion of it. And I've really just stuck to journaling, so making memories. I was trying to use this as like setting goals to get something completed, but that didn't quite pan out. I also, besides journaling, I write down recipes and even just little tips, which has worked actually in referring back. And as far as how I keep track of the recipes that I write, nope. This is my 100. So this was with the Coletto. It takes a little bit longer to dry, and it got a little bit smudgy. I don't know if you could see that, but yeah. So this is the date. I can find the recipe and the particular recipe. So, you know, I might put my jackfruit tacos, making sloppy joes tonight too, from scratch. So we'll see how that goes. And that is basically how I use my daily pages. I also, besides recipes and journaling, memories, and I love using weather stickers. That's probably one of my favorite things. I also have been practicing hand lettering, cursive, basically just trying to get that, you know, pretty trendy kind of cursive-y stuff. So I've been using that to practice at least once a week some of the stuff that I'm more inclined or likely to write in cursive, which is kind of funny because I think I don't write this as much as I do just random things. It has gotten better, especially because I have this marker. It's the Pentel. I also have this version, which they're the same, brush sign pen, Fude Touch. I think, so this came from Amazon, and this one came, I believe I ordered it from Jet Pens. They're the exact same marker, but what makes a difference is the short tip, the short brush tip, whereas, let's see, this one, which is my mild liner brush, you can see what a difference it makes. So because it's longer, the blue one is longer, it's softer, and not as easy to control where I'm going compared to the shorter. Makes it a little bit harder and easier to control. Harder, but I mean, when you're writing, I don't know how to describe it all that well, but yeah, here's a great example of me using this. So I try to do that at least once a week, and I think I am getting a little bit better in some ways, especially as I watch Moonlit Planning. Yeah, I think that's her YouTube name, Yenna. She's so good. She could probably do this. She is that good at writing like this, and so I've been kind of really watching how she does that. You know, I could even use this to trace for practicing. It's funny, I did Family Day. Yeah, isn't there a Family Day holiday in some countries? For me, it was just like a day with family. Let's see. Oh yeah, so here's what I was mentioning earlier as far as 2 days where not much happened, but a couple of things happened. So I just combined those 2 days onto one page. And also I've been using washi a little bit more, which I've really been enjoying. And yeah, just trying to continue to use more and more stickers. I did do some planning. Or not planning, but journaling that I didn't film because I felt like I was falling behind. Ooh, my brain. Felt like I was falling behind, and I didn't want to go through the rigmarole of filming. So I went through and did some planning, and I am okay with blank pages, to be honest, because if I have more and more recipes, then I can find blank pages and use those pages for writing recipes, especially like say I cooked something, I really liked it, I want to annotate that in my Techo, but also other things happened that I wanted to journal for, then I could journal on that specific date and find a blank page where I can do the recipe, since I have the index in the back that tells me where to find particular recipes. I don't know what that is. So this is, yeah, how I use my Techo for thoughts. Toward the back here on these dot grid pages, I have swatched a bunch of my markers, and this is the High-Tech Cicoletto. And again, with that system of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there are some repeats, but this particular brand does have a lot of colors, which I really, really like. And then these are my mild liners, and these are the dot, the Zig Clean Color dot, which I use the black one a lot too, but I don't use the dot black, I use the fine tip. And these are the Marvy Le Plume 2. So let me put that back real quick. Yeah, so that's those. And then I got these pretty recently, my brush sign pens. So I also swatched those. Not much here. And then finally, the last section is my recipes. Eventually, when I get good enough, I'll probably just write here my recipes or do something. But for now, I'm just keeping track of things that I've cooked and provide myself with any tips to make it better, or, you know, to showcase that I nailed a recipe down so well that it's replicable. And yeah, I have my this month to-do list. So I believe that is all of it, and I'm just gonna do a backwards flip. Hey, so one of the things I forgot to mention, I'm gonna see if I can stick this at some point in the middle of the video if I can figure out how to edit. But one of the things I forgot to mention was one of the other ways that I use my Techo. As you can see, I do recipes and I do some lettering and I do some journaling, but I forgot to mention that I also occasionally use prompts, and I keep these in here in my cover in the back pocket. These prompts I got from a question a day journal that I had from Amazon. So I just typed them all up, which did take quite a while, and I organized them by kind of like a category. I also took prompts from my passion planner, and basically what I do is I pick a random question from here to be able to get me writing in here if I'm coming up short. So that is one of the things I forgot to mention. And then the other thing I forgot to mention, but I haven't been doing it as much lately, is here we go. So this is one of the things that I do to keep track of what happened that day. So it's like a little mini highlight, and I use my my friction pen to be able to erase that. Oh, that really zoomed in on its own. So yeah, I use my friction pen to be able to erase it so that I know what to write for the rest of the day. That is super zoomed in, I'm sorry. Anyway, and I don't know what this means, so I just left it up. I don't know what didn't get plunger means. I still can't figure out. But beyond that, I can figure out my, what happened. So I just wanted to say real quick, that is something else with the system that I use for this Techo. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like or comment, or something that tells me that you may have gotten inspiration or an idea for using your particular planner. And I hope you have a wonderful week.